and good morning, everyone.
Salam, sir. Good morning.
Waalaikumsalam.
Right. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we already this one already finished, eh? Okay, single selection, by selection, and multi selection. Okay, last week we already covered this. Last topic in control statements is looping. So this is actually very simple. Looping, if you want to compare with decision, looping is much easier. Okay, there are not much things to cover. That's why in 2 hours, okay, we can finish everything. Hopefully. So there are two types in general. Okay, two types of loop. Okay, which are pretest. Okay, pretest repetitions. Pretest is where we test the loop decision. Okay, whether we want to continue the system to loop or we want to exit the looping. Okay, we test the condition at the top of the loop body. Okay, at the top of the loop body there will be a decision symbol, which is the diamond symbol, kan? Okay, so the diamond, if it is a flowchart, the diamond placement is on the top of the loop body. That one is pretest. For post-test, okay, contra with pretest, the condition to determine whether the loop should be the system should loop or exit the loop. Okay, the condition is at the bottom of the loop body. Alright. Okay, so there are 3 types of loop. While, do while, and for. Again, this one already been covered in problem solving. Is it correct? Class. Yeah, kan? Okay, if yes, then let me ask you. Okay. Okay, while belong to pre-test or post-test? Anybody?
Retest.
Pre-so.
Okay, while is pre-test. Okay, the condition that will decide the loop true or false is on the top of the loop body. How about do while?
Post-test.
Post-test.
Do while is a post-test. Yeah, correct. So post-test is the decision is at the bottom of the loop body. For ni we refer also as automatic loop. Ni kan. I think in the problem solving note referred as automatic. Is it correct, guys? So this is a pre or post?
Pre.
Yeah, correct. It is a pretest. Okay, the decision is on the top of the loop body. Okay, so now since we already cover the flowchart part kan, so let's do a really quick apa ni? No exercise lah kan, to refresh. Okay, really quick refresh. Let's say we have this simple sequential structure program. So let's say I want to convert this to a system that is much more optimized, okay, whereby we apply a loop, loop kan, loop. So we know that loop must have a decision kan. Okay, so where should we start the flowchart? Okay, again, just to refresh you, so any program, okay, any design of a program that have looping, okay, inside of it, for the looping to be happen, okay, there should be three components, three important components, okay, that we should apply, okay, to the program. For the looping, for looping, there are three components for loop. Okay, all three involving counter class. Yeah. Do you still remember the counter? Counter. So let's say over here, so how many times should we repeat this program? This process over here, how many times that we should repeat it, class?
3.
3.
Okay, we want to repeat it 3 times. So what should we put over here?
Counter equal to 0.
Let's say, yeah, correct. So the first element of loop is counter. Very good. Very good. You still remember? Okay, good, good. The first element of loop is counter. So counter is where we define starting point of our looping value. So it can be any value, okay, but most of the time it is either 1 or 0. Let's say our friend want to start with 0, okay. So the second element, which is what? Second element of loop.
Total equal to 0.
Diamond.
While diamond.
Diamond, okay, diamond first, okay. So first we have counter initialization, then we must have a decision. Okay, decision also involving the counter itself. So let's say we start with while. So what should be the condition, class? While we want to repeat 3 times, we start with 0. So the condition
Less
can
than 3.
varies, okay? What is
Less than
what less than true?
Counter.
Counter. Okay. Don't forget counter, So let's say we start with 0. So counter can be less than 2, kan? 0, 1, 2. Is it correct? Less than 2. So how many
Equal.
loop if we put less than 2? 2 only, right? 0, 1, 2 doesn't count. So only 2 loop. So if we want it to loop 3 times, it can be either less than or equal to or less than 3. Okay? Okay, so let's say less than or equal to, let's say less than 3 lah. Okay? 0, 1, 2. Okay, right. So next is, this should have its own body, and so there will be loop body over here. Okay, body over here. And then very easy to identify the loop body. If you see from the flowchart, okay, if you notice rounding structure, something like this, meaning that this is a loop, kan? So this is the area where the loop happen. You see over if we circle this, okay, you can see the loop body. So this is the loop body. Okay, loop body. So anything, any statement that we want to repeat over here, okay, we want to repeat, we put it within this loop body. Dengar kelas? Can you hear me kelas?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Boleh.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have two elements of looping already. Okay, the last element, which is what? What is the last element for looping? Anybody?
Counter plus 1.
Yeah, counter equal to counter plus 1. That one we call it as what? Counter update. Counter update, most of the time we put it at the bottom of the loop body. So where's the loop body? This is the loop body. So let's say this is the last statement of the loop body. The last statement should be the counter update. So counter update can be counter plus plus, okay, or it is also equal to counter plus 1. So these three elements should be in any of the loop structure. These three elements, doesn't matter what types of looping that you use, while, do while, for, all these must be presented. Okay, all these three must be presented. So let's say we have this. Okay, let's say we have this as a basic loop body, a loop structure. So how we want to convert this into a program? Okay. Okay, you may open up your code block. After this, I will ask you to do some exercise. Okay. Okay, so we have a very basic of looping, okay, which is this one. So it must start with counter initialization. Okay, so most of the time we do the initialization. We do the initialization during declaration. So counter integer, we put the early value is 0 kan, so 0 is integer kan. And then we have the condition for the loop, which is while kan. So currently we are using while. So while, okay, condition so condition should have bracket, similar with if. Okay, if, switch, all have its own bracket kan. So we put the condition over here. Okay, so our condition is counter less than 3. Okay, next, looping should have its own body. So this is where we put all the statement that we want to repeat over here. So this is the body. So this, if we refer to the flowchart, so it should be this area over here. Okay, this area over here. Okay, this is the opening of the while. Okay, the curly bracket. This is the closing of while, the close curly bracket. So any statement over here, we put it instead of the bracket, the curly bracket. So we have counter equal to counter plus 1 only. Right, so it is over here at the bottom, the end of the body. So counter equal to counter plus 1. That's it. Okay, another thing is very important, make sure for while, okay, the rest is ended with semicolon, eh? But for while, no semicolon is presented, okay? Meaning that it is not end yet. Okay, this statement is not the end of the line. There are other statement which is its body. So there is no semicolon. Okay, similar with if statement. Okay. Okay, now we have the basic structure, okay, of the while loop. Okay, next we want to transfer all this information from sequential to loop. So what should I put next? Okay.
Calculation.
Oh,
Input.
the first flow. Input first. Okay, input first. So the input should be, give me the input. What will be the input?
Internal.
Enter num.
Enter num should be the input. Good. Okay, very good. Okay, so where should I put enter num? Is it enter num or enter num on?
Enter num only.
Only, okay. So when we apply looping, the name of the variable should be general. Okay, it couldn't be like this. Enter num1, num2, num3. So we generalize num1, num2, num3 into num only, since we are going to apply loop, right? So loop should be in general. Okay, the variable name. Okay. So where should I put it? Is it here? Outside?
Looping.
Afterwards in looping.
Correct. So it should be inside of the loop body. So this is the loop body. Okay, it should be the first statement inside of the loop body. Input, most of the time it is a first element in the loop body. Most of the time, not every time. Okay, next is what? Now we have the number, the input. Next is
Total.
Calculation.
the calculation for sum. Okay, sum of all three numbers. So what should be the equation, guys?
Total equal total plus num.
Yeah, correct. This is general. Okay. This is general calculation for accumulation. X. So X is where the variable that X is the variable that we want to accumulate. Okay. In general, this is the equation for accumulation. So the purpose of looping most of the time is to accumulate anything, any value. So in this case, we want to accumulate num. Okay. So we change the X to num. So let's say if you want to accumulate apa, bill ke kan, so change to X to bill, for example lah. So in this case we want to accumulate num, so total equal to total plus sum. Next is what, class? Is it complete already?
Not yet.
What's next?
Print
Print.
total.
Very.
Before print, for accumulation, okay, for accumulation and for counting. This is counting, kan? You add by one, add by one, this is counting. Okay, the purpose of looping either accumulation or for counting. Now we have both over here. If you see counting, okay, initial value. So similar with accumulation. There should be initial value for the total. Otherwise, you will have a problem with your outputs. We are going to look later on. Okay, what if you forget to put the initial value for total? So in this case, initial value for total is what, class?
0.
0.
0. Okay, so initial value, put it outside of the loop. Don't put it inside. Otherwise, you cannot do the accumulation. So we have, and another one is, okay, maybe you can put both over. Okay, total equal to 0. Okay, two initial value for accumulation and for counting. Okay, next we move to print total. Okay, so where should I put print total? Is it inside of the loop or outside of the loop?
Outside.
Okay, so refer back to the original design kan. So how many times we print the total? Is it we print 3 times?
No, only
No, right? If we print total 3 times, okay, in the original design, then we must put it inside of the loop. Somewhere over here lah. Over here. Okay, before counter tu, we put it over here. If we print total 3 times, print total, print total, print total. But since in the original design, we print only once, so it should be outside of the loop. So where is outside of the loop?
Before n.
Before and correct. So this is true. And next, if decision is false. Okay, if true, repeat. If false, then it will total. There can be only 2 locations outside of the loop. It is either before loop or after loop. Okay, you cannot put it before loop since we don't have the value of total yet. So we get the value of total after the loop then we can print. Okay, that's it. Okay, so the easiest part is to convert this into program. So we have 1, 2, 3. 3 statements inside of the loop body, 1 statement outside. Okay, and then 2 initialization before the loop body. Okay, so before the loop body, we have initialization. Okay, counter to 0, total to 0, and then inside of the loop body, first we have enter number. Okay, so printf number and then scanf to declare number statement. After input we have calculation for accumulation. Okay, total equal to plus. Okay, you want to accumulate 6, so plus 6 lah. So lastly we have counter update. Okay, next. Okay, finish So we have 3 of the statements already within the loop body. Next, after exiting the body, we have print total. Okay, so after exiting the body, so where is the after exiting the body? Where should I put print total? In line number what? Muhammad Shah Ikmal.
17.
In line 16 or 17. Boleh outside. So this should be outside. Printf to total. Okay. Okay, enter number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, boleh kelas? Simple, right?
Boleh.
Any questions so far? Okay, good.
No,
If
sir.
not, okay, let us proceed with do while first, before we do some exercise. Okay, so do it's very easy. Do while. Do while is we just move. We move the condition at the bottom of the loop body. So this is the loop body. This is the bottom kan. The last statement is counter update. Where is last? Over here lah. So this is last. So we move this to the bottom of the loop body. So when we move this, this will follow lah. So we move this. And we put it over here. At the bottom of the loop body. Okay, along with this Okay. Okay, this will follow. So if this is false, this is what happened. Okay. So this will straight away enter the loop body. You see? This will straight away enter the loop body. It doesn't check any condition. It doesn't check any condition. It will straight away go to the loop body. See over here, class. What happens if the condition is false? For example, the condition this one to be true. Okay. In order for this condition to be true, and repeat the statement in the loop body, counter should be less than 3 kan. So what happens if the value of the counter during initialization I put as 3? It should be true or false for the condition?
False.
It should be false, right? Okay, if you are using while, if false, straight away it will exit the loop. Okay, same initialization value 3 kan, counter equal to 3. While at the top of the loop body, so straight away it will exit the loop body. But for do while, although the first condition already false, it still enter the body at least one time and then false. You know, it execute the loop, okay, the statement in the loop at least one time, although the condition is false. Okay, that's the main difference between while and do while. You get it, class?
Yes.
Understand? Okay. Let's change back to 0. So this is our converted do while. Okay, now similar with the codes. Okay, I just cut and paste kan. This statement over here. Okay, the condition I cut it. Okay, and then put the original location of while with do statement. Okay, do while. So it should have do without semicolon. Without semicolon. And then move to the end of the loop body, which is this is the end of the loop body after counter equal to counter plus 1 n. So this is the end. Okay, this is the end of the loop body. Okay, put the condition over here. And this is the syntax difference between while and do while. For while earlier, at the end of the statement doesn't have a semicolon. But for do while, you need to put semicolon because it is the end of loop statement. Okay. the end of loop. So we put the end symbol lah. Okay, semicolon is the end of statement. Okay, that's it. Okay, but when user run the program, they will not know what kind of loop that the programmer use, because the flow is similar. Okay, the flow of the system is similar with the while. Okay, class, any question?
No.
No.
No, sir.
Okay, good. So let's do a very simple exercise. I want you to take out your BMI program. Okay, earlier that we done during lab when the BMI program though. Have you done the exercise, class?
Yes, sir.
This one, kan?
Yes.
This one, okay. So open up your BMI program, and I want you to repeat it for 5 times. Okay, you can use either while or do while. It's up to you. Okay, repeat this program 5 times during using while or do while. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, in 5 minutes. Okay, after 5 minutes, I will ask some of you to share your answer.
Sir, yang BMI ke yang grade tu?
BMI.
BMI.
Ini BMI ni.
Sir, nak loop siapa berapa?
5 times.
5 kan. Okay.
Okay, finish guys. Okay, let us see. Dah kan? Answer from Muhammad Adli ada? Muhammad Adli.
Ada saya. Sekejap. Tak siap.
Sekejap lagi.
Belum.
Nur Syafiqah.
Saya.
Baik, share.
Hah?
Can you share your screen? Share your answer.
Tapi saya tak tahulah sir.
Tak tahu apa. Dah buat belum?
Dah. Tapi tak tak buat output lagi.
Output apa?
Tak print lagi.
Tak print lagi.
Saya pun tak tahu sir.
Share lah, share. Tengok.
Kejap.
Ha. Okay, zoom. Okay, counter 0 kan? And then you want to repeat 5 times. Is it including 5 ke? Kosong, 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, correct. Okay, lagi scroll bawah.
Yang ni saya jadi tak sure.
Ini apa ni biar main? This one you should use ni kan. String copy.
Okay.
String copy kan dah discuss ni. Okay, bawah. Counter plus 1. Okay, alright. Okay, let's see. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
From Abdul Rahman bin
Dah siap lah.
Adli. Okay, Adli, okay. Alright. Okay, zoom sikit. Zoom. Okay, alright. Okay, alright, okay. Okay, scroll down. Okay, ni stream copy ni good. Okay, down. Okay, we have counter and then printf outside of the loop body. Is it correct? Can you try to run the program? We're going to look at whether it is correct or not. Okay, enter kg. Okay. Okay. Until you get the output. Okay, you see what's wrong with this output? Do you notice it, Adli? Print and since different input, we want to see the output, the BMI result for each of the inputs, kan? Not only one output, kan? So it should have 5 different outputs. Betul?
Betul.
Alright, so where should we put the printf? The output, where should we put it? Is it inside of the loop or outside the loop?
Dalam
Inside.
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 Yeah, okay. Okay, correct. So this need to be corrected. Okay, make sure you put the printf inside of the loop. Inside of the loop meaning that before counter update, before counter equal to counter plus 1, you must print it first. Okay, so not every loop printf should be outside of the loop. So it is case based. Sometimes it should be put inside of the loop. Sometimes it should be outside of the loop. Based on case. Okay, right. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Adli. Anybody done the anybody done do while? Ada? Do while.
Tak, sir, tak.
Okay.
Nur Hamira binti Muhammad Darzi. Tak ada. Muhammad Akmal Fahmi. Tak ada. Ahmad Zakwan.
Sir, saya dah buat. Do kan?
Do while. Okay, boleh share.
Saya nampak tak?
Okay.
Okay.
Zoom sikit. Okay. Alright. Okay, do. Okay. Mana? Okay. Okay, scroll down. Sekejap tengok coding sekejap. Okay, lagi bawah. Down. Atika, later on repeal change to string copy string copy. Yeah. Boleh
Okay, sir.
Jap, tengok lagi, tak tengok lagi yang while, tengok while, okay. Alright. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, good. Simple je kan. So next we are going to move to the third structure, which is for loop. Okay, for loop in terms of flow. Okay, in terms of flow. So how do we want to see the flow kan? Usually we detect the flow of the system using flowchart lah. This is the flow kan. So in terms of flow, okay, while and for have a similar flow because both are pretest, okay, pretest loop kan. So the flow is similar, very similar. Okay, that's why some of the program, okay, although they are using for coding, okay, you can see that the flowchart is similar, so you can use this, okay, similar flowchart. Okay, similar flowchart. Or if you want to be specific, okay, you may use the automatic flowchart lah, which is applying this symbol, hexagon. This is different lah. There are certain elements that you need to put it inside. I'm not going to discuss this. Okay, this is already discussed in problem solving. Okay, but I'm going to use the same flowchart as well, but this time we are going to construct the program using for. Okay, let's change back to while. Okay, so this is a while coding. Again, for is very simple. The syntax. Okay, instead of we separate the location of all the items over here, and over here. Okay, the three items of looping. Okay, three elements of looping we separate in each different location. For looping. Lihat. For looping, okay, we put all three elements in the same bracket over here. Okay, the first element is counter initialization. Okay, so cut this and put it over here. So separate these two with semicolon. Next we have the decision, and finally we have the counter update, which is this statement over here. Okay, just cut it and put it over here. Boleh? Rest tu kena buang lah. Ni buang. Then don't forget to declare. Okay. Sometimes we can you see the program also declare it over here. It's okay. It is also acceptable. Okay. So again, when we run this program, user will not see any difference, okay, in terms of system output, input, output. Okay, similar. Okay, however, now we change it to for loop. Boleh kelas? Any question? Question? No? No question? If no question, good. So, ada? Tak ada. So I assume everyone already understand, okay, the concept of loop, these three loops, and how to convert your design into looping program. So now we are going to change. Okay, the case study a little bit. Okay, now you see that using this while, okay, we as a programmer control how many loops should happen inside our program, kan? So this is a predetermined loop. Okay, so this is most suitable for for loop. Okay, if we have a fixed number of looping in our program, the most appropriate structure loop type to be used is for. But as you can see, we can also apply while and do while. Okay, in this type of loop situation. Okay, whereby the total number of looping or is fixed. Okay, to 3. Okay, so user cannot change this. Okay, whatever happen, they need to enter num 3 times. Okay, what if we want the user to determine whether they want to continue the system looping or they want the system to exit the looping. Do you understand? Okay, I want you to modify this program. Okay, first we are going to look at while first. Okay, so modify this so that user will determine whether they want to continue or they want to exit the loop. Okay, in 5 minutes. But first, before you do the coding, so I want you to do this part first. I want you to modify this flowchart first. So you may open up this using app.diagrams ni. You type je flowchart app diagram ni nanti in Google kan. So you don't have to install ke apa kan. You may straight away use this. Understand class? So modify this flowchart first so that user will determine whether they want to continue the loop or not in 5 minutes. No need for no need to do the coding first. The flowchart first. 5 minutes. Next you will share your answer. Finish class? Muhammad Imran. Imran. Are you here, Imran? Imran, tak ada Muhammad Syakir. Muhammad Syakir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Syakir. Okay, can you share your answer?
Sir,
Okay.
sir sebenarnya suruh buat 4 ke apa?
Flowchart. Bukan.
Flowchart untuk 4 ke?
Bukan 4.
Saya
Not
habis tu?
4. Okay. This one is automatic. Automatic. When user run the program, user must run it 3 times. Compulsory kan? So they don't have option. So I want you to modify this so that
Okay.
user will determine whether they want to repeat or they want to exit the looping. Awak buat apa?
Saya ingatkan kena
Awak apa?
saya ingatkan kena buat yang 4 ke apa ke.
Tak apa.
Sorry.
Okay. Nurul Iman Nordin.
Yes sir. Sekejap, tak habis lagi.
Okay, baik.
Tak habis lagi
Flowchart
sir.
simple je ni. Okay. Hanim Balki. Hanim. Dia ni. Mana Hanim? Tak siap lagi. Nur Ainul Hayati. Tak siap lagi ni. Brian Tan. Brian? Tak ada.
Sir, boleh tunjuk sekali lagi tak gambar flowchart sir?
Lama dah tengok tadi. Ni. Apa dah flowchart? Ni. Ambil gambar cepat.
Okay.
Dah.
Okay dah. Thank you sir.
Farah Hidayah.
Yes, saya. Sekejap. Sekejap. Nampak tak, sir?
Okay. Zoom sikit. Zoom sikit. Nampak. Okay, alright. Okay, so we have tu counter tu, meaning it is input kan, yang after input kan.
Yang
Is it
mana?
input or what? And counter equal to 1. You put it as parallelogram kan. Parallelogram tu yang
Patutnya initialize,
Itulah.
patutnya square. Rectangle.
tu kan sikit. Okay, alright. So while counter not equal to 0 is true, okay. Boleh. Okay. Enter 6. And then bawah. Enter 6. Okay, correct. Okay, class, you see? There's a changes in the counter value, okay? So now user has to enter the counter. Bukan enter 6 ni.
Patut
Enter apa ni?
counter.
Tukar. It's supposed to be enter counter lah. So originally it is counter equal to counter plus 1 kan. So that one is for automatic. Okay, but since this is user, the one that control whether they want to proceed or they want to exit the looping, so user lah yang perlu decide. Okay, so user have to decide the value of the counter. So let's say if user enter 1 over here, so the system will repeat. Okay, if user enter 0 kan, okay, if user enter 0, so the condition is going to be false lah. So counter is not equal to 0. So counter is not equal to 0. If true, it will repeat. If false, meaning that if counter equal to 0, so it will be false lah. You understand this class?
Yes, sir.
Cuba jap, cuba zoom out sikit ni, Farah. Let us see. Okay. Can you see this, guys? The rest, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
So this is one way lah. One way if you are using integer kan as the value of the counter. So you may also use character kan, y or n, or you may also use string kan. Yes or no. But if you use string, don't forget if it is involving a decision, make sure you use string compare. If you are using string, okay, it can be varies lah. It can be any value for the counter. So let's say we have this one. So this is for Hidayah. Okay, but the basic idea is like this. Okay, so next I want the rest of you, okay, to convert this into a program, into C program. So modify the original C program to include this design lah. Okay, thank you Hidayah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, in 5 minutes 5 minutes only simple task only.
So is it based on the BMI or the total number one?
The total number tadi.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, kelas? Dan Rafana. Rafana.
Tak siap lagi sir. Sorry.
Tak cari eh.
Tak
Ada
siap
volunteer?
lagi. Saya pening lah sir.
Ni apa? Ada volunteer? Any volunteer? Volunteer to share your answer?
Saya dah sir.
Okay, share. Sekejap. Zoom lagi sikit. Zoom. Okay, so we have okay, so you are using counter equal to 0 eh. So the decision is if counter equal to 0, so it repeat again eh. Okay. So over there you see scanf counter. So if user enter 0 or yes, meaning it will repeat again. If user enter other than 0, so meaning that it is false and it will exit the system. Okay. Okay, the rest boleh faham? Can you understand? So have a look at the counter tu. The three elements. Counter equal to 0, counter compare with 0, and then scanf counter. So if you change, if you are using character y, for example, so counter equal to y, counter compare with y, and then scanf percent %c lah. Okay, understand class?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes sir.
Okay, thank you, Nur Atika. Okay, so last. I mentioned earlier kan, so the most appropriate types of loop to be used if we have the fixed number of looping is using for kan. The most appropriate kan, for kan. Mana tadi for ni? If let's say we have fixed 3 loops in our mana for tadi? Oh, sorry. For, okay. Okay. Okay, like this kan. Okay. So, but let's say if let's say we have user can control kan. Okay. So user have to decide whether they want to continue or not. Okay. So most appropriately to use that is while or do while. But if you want to use for that kind of problem, macam mana? So how do you want to change this? So it can be done but not appropriate but can be done. Okay. So let's say user decide whether to continue the loop or to end the loop. So how do you want to change this? So okay, try in 5 minutes.
What? This is 0 and that's less than 3.
user decide. You may use the same elements, the three elements as our friend earlier shows. So you may use it. Counter equal to 0, counter compare with 0, and then scan left counter.
I don't know what I'm doing. This is so quick. It did not work. This. Change this. Yeah. Maybe. How? 1, 2, 4, 3. Lucy.
Okay, done. Finish kan? Muhammad Irfan, mute. Okay, let's see from two-way Hong.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is it can see or not?
Okay. Can you zoom in a little bit? All right. So no problem, eh?
Yes.
Can run?
Can run.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is one way to do it. Okay, where you put scan F on top of the loop body tu kan, along with the rest of the elements. Okay. Acceptable. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Alright. Muhammad Syah. Syah Iqmal dah tanya belum tadi? Belum Muhammad Syah Iqmal.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Boleh share?
Tak sir, tengah run. Tengok macam mana pergi dia. Asyik lagi sir, dia ayah. Dia tak nak stop.
Okay. Tak nak stop. Okay. Okay, Abdul Rahman bin Muhammad Husaini. Ada? Tak ada. Siti Nur Masita.
Yes, sir.
Dah.
Tak siap lagi, sir.
Tak siap lagi.
Saya
ada answer.
siap dah. Tapi dia tak jalan.
Dia tak jalan.
Ha.
Dia keluar apa?
Dia tak keluar apa-apa.
Tak apa. Okay. The rest, any other answer other than the one that shown by our friend earlier? It can be done in more than one way. That's one lah. The most easiest one is like our earlier. That one is okay lah, acceptable. Ada tak jawapan lain? So if no, then you can just follow our friend answer. It's okay. Okay. So we finished already with all three of loop ni. The rest of node we may read. So there are a few also in this slide. Okay. But last that I want to discuss is on the nested. So similar with nested decision. Last week we already discussed on the nested decision. If it is nested, meaning that instead of decision, if it is nested decision, inside of a decision there is another decision. Inside of the loop body. So similar with loop. Okay, if you like this example, if you see something like this, meaning that it is nested. So there's a loop and this is the loop body. Okay, for this one. Okay, this is the body from here until here. That's why indent is very important for you to differentiate all the element, all the statements. This statement belong to which statement? Okay, for example, this is the mother, mother loop. So inside of this have smaller loop. Okay, so this is nested to this one. So it is nested loop. Okay, so this is not nested for this end because it is in the same level, but it is nested for this also. Just two level nested. Okay, can you understand? Look, the concept. Okay, the concept is inside of other loop, there's another loop. It doesn't matter what the loop type is. So it can be while over here, and then for over here, do while over here, and then while over here, or while over here, and while over here. As long as it is within other loop body, it will be nested. Understand, class?
Yes,
Nested,
sir.
Okay, good. So I want you to look at this flowchart. Okay, so I modify this to include one nested. Okay, one nested. Okay, nested. Okay. And nested loop. Okay, this one. Okay, you see? Can you see this? So originally we have this one kan, counter less than this one I'm using 3 kan, tadi apa? 4. Okay, so enter number and then before the end of this loop, the end should be the counter update kan. This is the end. So before the end of this loop, okay, this is the loop kan, original up until here, and then we have calculate total ni, and then we end. But before we end, so we have this first. We have this additional counter float, and then do the accumulation for num float ni. Num float lah. This is float number floating point number this is the original one is integer number, and then inside of this we have another to calculate total of float number. Okay, have a look at this, and then I want you to submit the recording for this flowchart. Okay, we have about 30 minutes more, so you may proceed with this and submit on 10 AM nanti let me, I will send this to your WhatsApp group. Boleh Okay, class, any question?
No, sir.
No.
Tadi nak
Okay,
ubah apa sir? Yang dekat
then
flowchart ni.
tak payah ubah flowchart. Buat dia punya program.
Okay.
Okay, do the C program for this flowchart. Okay, this is nested. There's a nested over here. Okay, so thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.